Well, we finally got some huge information for the upcoming Pokemon DLC, the Crown Tundra and Isle of Armor. Actually, it's reversed, Isle of Armor, Crown Tundra. Hey, this is GatorEX, and yesterday we had gotten an announcement that there would be some news revealed today for the upcoming DLC, and it was a pretty good trailer. Now, the odd thing is that so far there's only a Japanese trailer, but we can talk about that today. Oddly enough, I waited an extra hour and there's still no English trailer, no information on any English websites, but we basically got all the information anyway. But also, it was a good trailer. It was a really good trailer. You know, we start off with the Galarian Slowpoke, which is a pretty neat Pokemon. It's going to be Poison Psychic type. Interesting, like funny little explanation, I guess. It's probably poison because, you know, of the toxins being injected by the shelter, which, as we know, is something that happens with regular Slowpoke, or I think Slowking. It mentions something about toxins, but it looks like it's just being released on the arm. And then we go into showing some of the new Pokemon, or at least some of the returning Pokemon that are going to be added back into the Isle of Armor, and it's pretty neat overall. Like, you know, we've basically got our explanation, you know, way back in January, that these would effectively be wild areas with a lot of new Pokemon, a lot of things to do as well. There's going to be some story as well, and with the Isle of Armor specifically, we're going to be with Kubfu. We're going to be training in the dojo, and it's pretty neat. We're going to interact with these new trainers that we've seen, and kind of interesting. These with both of the trainers, I forget their names specifically, but they're a Psychic type trainer and a Poison type trainer respectively. It seems like, at least. And with Galarian Slowbro being Psychic Poison, could this Pokemon be used by both of them, or will they get different Pokemon? At the very least, it could fit either of them potentially, but pretty neat overall. Some of the interesting things were, there are some additional features that were expanded upon later. There's this thing which is called Crambot apparently, and it can combine items. Again, you know, all this information is translated Japanese information currently. And then there's Gigantamax Soup, I think it's called, which apparently can turn any Pokemon into a Gigantamax Pokemon, which is just so much greater, because now you can finally breed Pokemon that are good and then just turn them into Gigantamax. At least that's what it seems like. Overall, some good information, or, you know, some good look at. There's a bunch of other Pokemon that are just shown, and we get to see some of the animation. You know, as far as like the story, and the campaign, you know, however long it's going to be for the Isle of Armor, is going to be the main draw, I guess, the main interesting thing. And then there's going to be quite a bit to do afterwards with that, with all the extra Pokemon that we're going to be able to catch and encounter. Now, the real interesting thing is that, you know, halfway through, it's about a 3-minute or so trailer. And halfway through, it actually goes into the Crown Tundra information, which, you know, I had expected, at the very least, like, I had no idea what to expect, honestly. I had thought that at the very least, we just need some more information on Isle of Armor, you know, maybe show some of the other Pokemon, some of the, you know, features, right? And get to see some of the new forms. And then we get a release date, and, you know, maybe not show as much, but, you know, really thinking about it, yeah, you know, they probably did have to show a bit of Crown Tundra as well, because, you know, with that, with it being an expansion pass, you know, rather than like separate parts, you can buy it now. You can, especially, you know, when it comes out, you'll be able to buy the expansion pass, and then you'll get this as well as the Crown Tundra that comes out later. So they got to sell them both together. So that makes sense. Also, I can't believe I forgot, but we got a good look at the new Gigantamax forms for Blastoise and Venusaur. That's pretty neat. Got the official artwork as well for a lot of these brand new Pokemon, a lot of these brand new forms, and so that's honestly just really nice to see. I think I think it looks really nice, right? And it looks like we're going to get to choose one or the other at one point, either a Bulbasaur or a Squirtle. But, you know, the fact that they're in here at all, and especially with raids in the future, and again, that Gigantamax Soup, it's just going to be... It's going to be a lot usable with these Pokemon. It didn't exactly focus on the new forms for the starters, for the Galarian starters, because I believe we got a trailer for them, you know, a while ago. So focusing on these new Pokemon is great. Again, you know, Blastoise finally shoots water out of its cannons. It's got just a bunch of cannons on its back anyway. So, hey, we got that. The release date, I didn't actually mention, but the release date is shown at the very end for June 17th, which, you know, makes some sense because about 2 weeks ago, Pokemon started distributing some, Galarian Pokemon with their hidden abilities as well as some items, and that happens every week, right? And last week we were on the second week, so I figured, okay, so we got 2 weeks. They announced that there was going to be 4 weeks in total leading up to the Isle of Armor, so very obviously they kind of already announced that it would be, the time frame, right? So 2 weeks ago, it started, and then we got 2 more weeks of distribution, so it makes sense. It comes out 2 weeks, June 17th, a week or 2 weeks from tomorrow. So interesting. But I guess maybe that might be, I'm gonna seem dumb if the English trailer is already up by the time this video is done, but I would expect the English trailer to be posted tomorrow, and probably maybe a little more condensed, and then just more of the information just being online. Maybe. But point is, we got a release date, and it goes into some of the Crown Tundra stuff as well. A big thing is we just get to see some of the Pokemon that are going to be in these areas, and we get to see some of the the environments. An interesting thing in the Crown Tundra, it seems like the Crown Tundra. Not all of it is snowy, or at least part of it is. It seems like I need to like really get deep into and study this, but it seems like there's going to be this big tree. What that's about, I have no idea. This is it's glowing a little, so it's probably going to have something to do with the Dynamax, the Gigantamax phenomenon. But who knows? Maybe lore stuff. Big tree. Who knows? Tree of life. Who knows really? But again, it's going to be really interesting because these are going to be these are going to be areas where with a lot more raids, right? A lot more raid dens. And we get to see, though, in the Crown Tundra that we're also going to be able to catch the original Reggie Pokemon. There's a Relicanth shown off, so who knows if we're going to need a Relicanth specifically, but there does seem to be some sort of puzzle. And again, that's going to be a big thing, the actual campaign or some gameplay. It's not just going to be an extra wild area or two. There's going to be some story, there's going to be brand new Pokemon, there's going to be a way to introduce these brand new Pokemon as well, which overall, I think is great. We get a look at the new Reggies as well. We don't have English names, but we have Japanese names, and again, they're electric type and dragon type respectively, predictably based on their designs. And we also get a look at the new Galarian forms as well. We have some of the types for them, which are kind of neat. I don't have them on me specifically, but like I said, all this information is already online in Japanese through the Japanese websites, and a lot of Pokemon news outlets are getting their information and posting that as well. As far as like a collective spot for the English release, who knows when we'll get that? Potentially tomorrow. I'm gonna say tomorrow if it's not already up now. It is really going to be interesting to see how these brand new legendary Pokemon play in. We're also going to get GatorEX. We're going to get a lot of Pokemon. We're going to get Kubfu, and Kubfu's story is going to be in the Isle of Armor, which we'll get to explore, this month, and then the Crown Tundra coming later. Like I said, they're talking about the Crown Tundra now because everything's being packaged and sold all together, basically. But we're going to get a bunch of, like, 2 brand new legendaries that relate to some other legendaries. We get GatorEX, which is, a brand new Galarian legendary itself, or the mythical Pokemon probably of Galar. And then we're going to get some Galarian forms of legendaries, which are really weird and interesting, or the new forms of them. We'll have to discuss that deeper at some point later. But point is, they show off some of the other legendary Pokemon, and basically just every generation of legendary Pokemon is going to be available through these raids that you can go on together with friends. Which I honestly, the look of everything, I love the Crown Tundra look so much more because it's so much more adventure based and exploration based, and with all these old legendary Pokemon coming back, that's honestly going to be really neat to be able to go in and capture some of them. Very similar probably to Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire's kind of way of having the Pokemon, with Hoopa and the Mirage spots. So it basically seems like it's going to be that, whether we don't know a lot of the specifics, and again, this isn't coming out till December. But just the fact that it's going to be there is pretty neat, and especially because this is effectively going to be the third alternate version, right? We're not going to be getting, we're not going to be getting like another game. These are the games. This is Pokemon Crown, Pokemon Armor, in the form of DLC in the third alternate version, sequel, whatever. This, I think, is much better because, you already have everything in your game, in this game, and so just add on the extra adventure, and, you can go and get them and get your legendary Pokemon, which is just going to be a good way to have everything together. With Sinnoh remakes, we don't know how that will play into. We don't even know if we're really getting Sinnoh remakes on the Switch. It's safe to say yes, but we do not know for sure, so it's interesting. Overall, great trailer. I think like, you know, the big things are we got a look at some of the pre-established Pokemon from the other trailers. We got more of an official announcement for a lot of these. Actually, for every new Pokemon, every new form that was discussed in this trailer, it was just kind of shown on like a little billboard or pin board in the last trailer in a little cinematic-ish look. But now we've gotten a full look at these Pokemon, and you know, really that's all this trailer had to do. All this trailer had to do was show off everything, you know, give us a little more information, a little bit of a better look at these new Pokemon, the area, and just give us a release date. Because, you know, very obviously the release date was going to be 2 weeks from today, give or take. But overall, let me know what you thought of the trailer. I think it was really neat. Again, we're going to have to wait till some English information to get a better idea of a lot of this stuff, because then, you know, by then it's worldwide, and they're more they're going to release a lot of this information. But I mean, the DLC for at least Isle of Armor is coming out in 2 weeks, so you know, by then we're going to be able to play through it and enjoy it. But overall, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I really did like it, you know, it was nice, it was good. And I think, you know, the big thing is that we did get to see some of Crown Tundra, which I did not expect. But overall, are you excited for these games? What are some things that you'd like to see discussed going forward? Very obviously, when Crown Tundra comes out, or even building up to Crown Tundra, we're going to have to talk about those Reggies. We're going to have to talk about the legendary birds. Going to have to talk about GatorEX when that game comes out, and we got some information on this weird looking dude. And, you know, as well as a lot of the information we're going to be getting in Isle of Armor, because there's going to be quite a bit there that alludes to Crown Tundra potentially, and you know, with legendary Pokemon overall. What are some Pokemon that you'd like to see return in the Isle of Armor Crown Tundra that, you know, that probably weren't shown in the trailer, because there's probably quite a few more Pokemon that are going to be coming back. But again, you know, let's continue the discussion down there, not up there, down there. If you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this potentially new format for discussing the news. It's a little different, but again, you know, basically the same. And again, you know, if you're brand new, based on some of the really good videos I do discuss the news as it comes out, kind of break it down, and we'll go forward with some better produced theories and discussion for some of these interesting Pokemon, especially now that we got the official art. But anyway, if you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like, subscribe. You can enable notifications by clicking that bell icon next to the subscribe button. This will make sure you see each new video as it comes out, and will make you a member of the Chingling Squad. Anyway, this has been GatorEX. Have a nice day.